Picture a startup that learned to bench press racks of servers and then decided inflatable pool parties were no longer efficient, so it invented the industrial cold plunge. That's SMCI, super microcomputer, in a nutshell: big revenue sprinting, margins that make accountants squint, and a product team obsessed with keeping hot silicon chill so AI models don't melt down the data center. The Citi stage, what they said and who talked. On Thursday at Citi's 2025 Global Tech, Media and Telecom Conference, SMCI took the stage for a discussion led by Michael Stager, often referenced in company transcripts as Michael Steiger, and the message was a mix of pride and push: robust growth, a focus on innovation, and a big push into data center building blocks and cooling tech. The tone wasn't quietly confident, it was, "We've got momentum and plans, now watch us scale." The talk highlighted the company's operational priorities: speed to deploy, product breadth, and customer choice, while acknowledging the realities of margin pressure in a highly competitive market. The 47% revenue jump, nice sprint, but what's below the hood? Fiscal 2025 closed with about $22 billion in revenue, roughly a 47% year-over-year increase, a figure that's the heart of the headline. That growth was driven by massive enterprise and hyperscaler demand for AI infrastructure and SMCI's Data Center Building Block Solutions (DCBBS) package, which promises faster deployments and flexible configurations. On the face of it, impressive. On deeper look, some of that growth was achieved at the cost of compressed margins and lumpy timing, meaning the revenue number is bright, but drivers like product mix, pricing dynamics, and working capital constraints were all in play behind the scenes. Imagine a bakery that suddenly sells 50% more cakes because a festival popped up down the street, great for top-line sales, but if they had to hire temp bakers, accept thinner margins, and rush shipments, the profit from each cake might be less than usual. By the way, if you are benefiting from the content so far and want more like this, like the video, it means much to me, or hit the subscribe button and comment the word more. Just go ahead and type the word more so I know. Now that you have commented, let's continue. Gross margins, the number that keeps CFOs awake at night. While revenue grew sharply, gross margins have been pressured, dipping into the high single digits to low double digits territory, around 9–10% in recent reporting. That's a meaningful change from prior, healthier levels and reflects a mix of competitive pricing, commodity cost swings, and investments in scaling production quickly. Management acknowledged this trade-off on the conference stage. To grab market share and fulfill hyperscaler orders, they've sometimes accepted lower pricing or higher costs, an intentional trade in a market sprint. But investors hear lower gross margin and imagine structural problems, so SMCI needs to demonstrate that margin compression is a temporary, tactical consequence and not a new permanent way of doing business. Creative analogy: they're running a relay race and passing the baton so fast that occasionally one runner stumbles, still winning ground, but the team needs to polish the handoffs to avoid dropping the baton and margin. The $33 billion target, ambitious or audacious? Hint, both. Management is targeting $33 billion in revenue for fiscal 2026, which implies growth well north of 50% from the $22 billion base, essentially a big, bold backloaded acceleration. The company links this target to continued AI demand, expansion of DCBBS solutions, and broader adoption of its air and direct liquid cooling systems that let customers pack more compute into each rack. Put simply, if SMCI can scale production, close more hyperscaler deals, and maintain some pricing discipline, $33 billion is on the board as a reachable target, but it's a stretch goal that depends on multiple moving parts aligning. It's like promising to double your party's guest list next year by renting a bigger house, hiring a DJ, and convincing 3 friend groups to RSVP definitely. It can happen, but logistics are everything. Guidance for FY 2026, more than 50% growth and why the number matters. Numbers that make analysts either cheer or furrow brows. SMCI is guiding for more than 50% year-over-year growth in fiscal 2026, a projection that the market interprets as both confidence in the AI cycle and a commitment to aggressive execution. The guidance is part marketing, attract customers and partners, part operational communication, help suppliers and staff plan, and part investor positioning, show the runway. The market reaction was mixed. Some cheered the ambition, others flagged the plausibility risk given margin pressure, supply chain needs, and the need to convert backlog into shipped orders at scale. It's the equivalent of a startup telling investors, "We'll quintuple our user base next year," impressive if true, nerve-wracking if you're on the cap table. Cooling, 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 why thermal solutions are core to the thesis. If chips are athletes, cooling is their recovery program. SMCI isn't just about boxes with motherboards, it's doubling down on air and direct liquid cooling, and new in-cooling and thermal solutions. Why? Modern AI accelerators aren't polite, they gobble power and radiate heat like a dragon at a barbecue. To run more compute per rack without throttling or failure, data centers need better cooling. SMCI's products let customers increase density, more GPUs per rack, and efficiency, lower operating costs per unit of compute. The company argues that as AI workloads scale, adoption of direct liquid cooling rises because it enables higher performance and lower total cost of ownership, which is, in management's view, a key reason they can justify the $33 billion target, and over the years, we could see Smci hit $500 after this. Note this as well. The next day John seeth Jesus coming unto him, and saith, Behold the Lamb of God, which taketh away the sin of the world. John 1:29. Fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven, and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of waters. Revelation 14 verse 7. I appeal to you to fear God and obey his law. For his commandments are sure and his word everlasting. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Want more information? Please check the description section. That's the end for now. If you have watched until the end, drop a comment like this: I stayed until the end. Just comment that I stayed until the end. When I see this comment, I will give you a heart. 3 more favors I request from you. First, like this video, subscribe and then turn on the notifications bell. If you do this, you greatly encourage me to continue bringing to you insightful information. Do not miss out on our future videos full of insight. All I am asking is your subscription. Thanks for joining us today. Your support means so much to us. Do not hesitate to share this video to help someone who may benefit. I recommend that you watch the next video, subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts about today's video. Wish you God's blessings and care. Wait, watch and pray. See you in the next video according to God's will.